This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.
On a warm, humid, almost summer-like evening in suburban St. Louis, it is time for St. Louis FC Soccer. Hello again, everybody. I'm Bob Ramsey alongside my partner, Bill McDermott. And tonight, to me, Bill, St. Louis has a real opportunity in a rescheduled game. Vancouver comes into town, the undefeated top dog in the Western Conference. There are three teams at the top and everybody else. St. Louis has an opportunity, I think, to tell everybody we've arrived and to climb out of the pack and into the top dog group.
Exactly right, Bob. We've arrived. We've gotten to the top of our table in just our second year. You get a chance playing at home. Not only can you continue to play well after a hard week of training, last 2 weeks of training have been very good, but you get a chance to beat the only undefeated team in the overall USL. So this is a good test for St. Louis FC this evening.
A real opportunity, and both teams are playing well. I mean, well, obviously undefeated, but St. Louis comes off a huge road victory, and so they've got to feel as good as they felt about themselves since the history, since this team has begun over a year ago. Let's take a look at the starting lineups, Bill.
And this was pretty much the first 11 they were going to use on April 30th before that game was rained out by the torrential rains and lightning. The one guy you want to really look to, Bob, is number 47, Kyle Gregg, up top. He really makes it all happen for them.
Only scoring a goal a game.
He has 8 goals so far. He's catching the attention of the head coach for the MLS team for our Vancouver. So watch for Kyle Gregg. They play a 4-3-3. They counterattack. They build nicely. And in the words of their coach, Alan Koch, who told Dale Schilly, they're just so young, they don't know any different. They just keep working hard. A very, extremely young soccer team. Now, let's take a look at the first 11 for St. Louis FC. Again, in that 3-2-3-1 formation, the 4 in the back, I should say. Parker Marr, Sam Fink, A.J. Cochran been playing superbly. Richard Dixon, the 2 holders. Bond and Musa. Midfielders, Jamil Harbor back in the first 11. On the flanks, Brandon Barklage, Mike Embersley. Up top, Irvin Herrera, 4 goals last week. The USL Player of the Week, and obviously on USL Team of the Week. So this is a strong first 11 for St. Louis. The back 6 is pretty much solid and has been since the outset of the year.
You take a look, Bill, the goalkeepers, Mark Pace for St. Louis and Spencer Ritchie for Vancouver.
Fourth, very good goalkeepers. Mark Pace for the home side, St. Louis FC. And the words of the goalkeeper coach, Brian Jones, I have tremendous confidence in his abilities. He's been solid during training, had a little bit of an injury first part of the year. He warded that off, back into first 11. Solid player so far for St. Louis FC. Likewise for Spencer Ritchie. He was in goal when they won on Friday night, this past Friday night, when they defeated Portland in Portland. So the Vancouver Whitecaps FC2 coming here, the only undefeated team in the league.
It is technically springtime, but I tell you, if you've been to St. Louis, and for those of you who haven't, summer has arrived. The humidity levels have skyrocketed. It's in the 80s as we get set to get this one underway, hard by the banks of the Merrimack River, and it keeps it nice and humid throughout the summer, and it is here now. We had unseasonably cool weather earlier, and now it goes to extremes. And speaking of extremes, St. Louligans in the corner.
Always in top form.
They're in the corner because we know they're going to cause trouble, so we just put them in the corner to start.
And they stay there. They have been rowdy, but they've been very composed.
No, they're great.
They're tremendous. You cannot play a home game at your home venue without a supporters group like the St. Louligans. They've been subpar. They've been in top form all year long, and they're a big part of the home atmosphere here at Worldwide Technology Soccer Park.
When we
talked about the fact that Vancouver, Bob, look, they're 6-0-2.
And then when you look at the entire conference, Vancouver, Colorado Springs, and the Galaxy, there's a little bit of separation. but there's a 3-point difference between LA and St. Louis. You get a win tonight, you get 3 points. You create the separation instead of between the Galaxy and you, between you and Rio Grande Valley, and you can rightfully say, hey, we beat the best team, and we're in the group of true contenders on this side of the league.
And the team that you
side.
are tied for 4th place with, Rio Grande Valley FC, they're involved in the only other game this evening against San Antonio in San Antonio. And by the way, Rio Grande Valley comes to Worldwide Technology Soccer Park for a game on Sunday afternoon.
So all these games are important and critical. It's early in the year, but fighting for points. You hate to be a club that looks back in August or September and lament a game you gave away by not being at your best.
Well, and in particular, Bob, as we talk about so many times, especially at these home games, you have to perform, you have to be successful, and you have to entertain at your home venue. And that's exactly what St. Louis FC has been doing so far in this 2016 campaign. Another thing that Dale Schilly told me about his players, that as opposed to last year, now that the players 1 through 18 that we put in the 18 for the game, we're leaving behind some very solid players. But we now have a book, if you will, on every one of our players. We know what kind of farm to expect. So in putting those 12 through 18 players together, as opposed to just the first 11, you're leaving out some very good players. The bottom bar has been raised substantially for St. Louis FC this year.
When you talk about keys to the game, you always begin with your own club, work rate, and working Dale Schilly's style, the way he wants it done. Not only has it improved the entertainment level, but clearly the play is worked. When they made the changes late last year, it is absolutely we've seen this team morph into what it is now.
And as Dale told me, as he tells me so many times, as the team progresses throughout the year, as training sessions get more competitive, as they get better, training sessions are not just for fitness. They're to get better, to get in better form. As we see that happen, the players will also come along with that and get better on the ball.
And as we get ready for the national anthem, real quick, give me a couple of keys when you look at particular matchups.
Be careful, get behind quickly against this team, because they're going to build quickly coming out of their own backfield.
So we'll have our 2 national anthems this evening here at Worldwide Technology Soccer Park. Don't go away. Welcome back to Worldwide Technology Soccer Park. Bill McDermott over there. I'm Bob Ramsey, and I didn't catch that last song.
That
was that the? You know, we're in Fenton, Missouri. Is that the official anthem of Fenton?
I'm sorry, that's all the time we have. That was the elongated version. Was that being piped in from Powell Hall?
Okay. All right, we're going to get this one underway in just a moment.
From that, we go to Dropkick Murphy, the soundtrack from The Departed. You know, it's such a smooth blend.
Well, the thing about St. Louis FC soccer, it appeals to all walks of life.
It's America's
new
game. It's for a sport for a changing America.
And you know, seriously, when you look at the crowd, and it won't be a big crowd tonight. This was a rescheduled game. That game originally was a complete sellout. Sellout.
Totally.
Rescheduled to midweek, and quite frankly, the hockey team in St. Louis, the St. Louis Blues, are deep into the playoffs in an elimination game tonight. And I think a lot of people had to make a choice. I'm not saying that's everyone, but when you combine those two things, hurt the crowd. I've been very, very impressed with the crowds. Middle of the year last year through today, the fans have been very impressive. The game day presentation by St. Louis FC is off the charts, and it's a great time here in St. Louis.
In attendance last year, Bob, for an expansion team to come in fourth overall in the entire league speaks volumes. The first game that was played here at the St. Louis Soccer Park this year, way back on April 16th, seeming like an eternity ago, 5,531 people as we get a look at St. Louis FC getting ready to launch that first 11 back onto the field, along with the Vancouver Whitecaps FC too. This gives you an idea of how the lineage of the sport carries on in our country. The St. Louis Stars and the Vancouver Royals used to do battle in the NASL back in 67 and 68. In 1968, they were the Vancouver Royals, coached by, believe it or not, soccer royalty in the world. One of the first 11 for everybody's first 11 in the world, Ferenc Puskás. The Galloping Major from Hungary did so much for Hungary.
I'm sorry, the Galloping Major.
The Galloping Major, because he came from the Hungarian army. 53 and 54, then he went to Real Madrid with Alfredo Di Stefano, Sandor Kacic, Nandor Hadikuti, but legendary. Ferenc Puskás used to coach the Vancouver Royals, and they're led now by Bobby Lenarduzzi. He's the president of the Vancouver Whitecaps FC. Played 47 times for Canada, former coach of the national team. He played for the Whitecaps in NASL from 74 to 84. But this is an entirely different rendition, but it gives you an idea how certain franchises around North America continue to endure.
Get a good look at the crowd here at Worldwide Technology Soccer Park. St. Louis out in their navy blue home kits in red piping on the shorts, bright yellow numbers, and Mark Pace, the tremendous goalkeeper for St. Louis, in red. In bright green on the other side, Spencer Ritchie, who has played 4 of the 8 games for Vancouver. He's in the back, and of course, Vancouver in all whites, trimmed in navy blue. And we are underway. And Bill, one of the things that I think many of us believe are absolute true strength for St. Louis is their 4 across the back: Dixon, Fink, Cochran, and Marr. And with that group together again, I expect more spectacular play.
The back 6 is very solid with the addition of A.J. Cochran, who has MLS experience with the Houston Dynamo. It gives you a chance to move James Musa, the normal center back, to a holder. It gives them much more freedom to move around the field.
Kyle Gregg's number 47. You saw them right away try to get into the middle to him, and now booted away by Mike Ambersley. Working hard, getting forward, Erwin Herrera, and gets a whistle and restart.
And Herrera did just enough. He would let the ball bounce intentionally so he could get his body in between the ball and that last defender. Draws a foul in the process from a fairly dangerous area on the field.
He is that lone target forward.
5 goals so far for Number 19, Irvin Herrera, former El Salvadorian international.
Chad Bond, as he sends everybody to the far side, curls it that way, and coming out well-sided. Nobody ran interference and easily played by Spencer Ritchie.
Good goalkeeping by Spencer Ritchie, immediately off his line. Any kind of a flighted ball in the penalty area, if you have a chance to catch it, obviously your number one job. If not, punch it clear.
Talk a little bit about Herrera. 4 goals, league's player of the week. 4 goals in that game, and now stolen away. First, let's go to Ambersley. Fires it ahead for Herrera. Tried to settle. He tried to settle and move forward in one motion, and it jumped away from him.
Now, if Mike Ambersley can play that ball on the ground to Herrera, then you're in business because you're against that last defender, number 41, Jackson Farmer. Good ball from Ambersley. It was early. It was right to number 19, Irvin Herrera. But if he can get the ball on the ground so that he can receive, turn, and go at that last defender, you're in business.
It was a nifty effort to try and pluck that out of the air.
Yeah. Good effort by Ambersley. The early ball is the key.
Vancouver back through the middle, and here they come looking to counter. Broken up nicely in the back. St. Louis doing a good job. Bond comes back through the middle, curls it right, looks for Ambersley. Oh, that was well read and picked off cleanly. Levis brings it back through.
Yeah, Brett Levi's, he will really run out of the backfield, Bob, on a continual basis. Will not hesitate to join the attack.
Yeah, he jumped. He jumped that pass nicely and cut it out. Now Seymour sends one through. He was looking for Safu, and that one rolls harmlessly through.
Yeah, Brett Levi's, he's from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Just in his second year, he was with the Whitecaps under 23 side. But at the left back position, we've talked about this so many times, Bob, those wide backs are so vital to the contemporary game, and he will get forward.
St. Louis in the back. Cochran with a touch, sent it forward. St. Louis tries to run under. Hardware tried to beat his man there, couldn't. They look to clear. Physical play, but a good one. Dixon looks to slow up Safu. Gets a step on him down the sideline. Wants to settle. Abdul Fatwu. Safu, but it's cleared out nicely. Boy, St. Louis got back in good shape, didn't they? And Barklage then clears it forward.
Got back immediately, cut the ball out, dug it out, started the attack.
Tried to get it to Herrera, but that was well read. He was marked nicely.
Yeah, Brandon Barklage and Mike Ambersley are trying to combine and find Herrera as often as possible. He did there. He played Bond as they knocked it back, looking for the return ball to go into the penalty area.
Bond tried to get that to Hardware. It was knocked away and went down hard. Vancouver player goes down hard, holds his right knee, it looks like. Hope he's all right.
Off that tackle with Brandon Barklage, just into the 5th minute, but we talked about number 46, Brett Levi's already for the Vancouver Whitecaps. He will get forward. The guy alongside of Kyle Gregg up top, Fatal Safu, he scored a brilliant, as a matter of fact, one of the USL goals of the week last week when this visiting side was victorious over the Portland Timbers 2 in Portland last Friday night.
DeVitt gets it started out of the back. Sem DeVitt. He surveys. Drives it deep, looking for Fronto. Fronto couldn't handle it. Tried to send that one forward. St. Louis looked to get it to Herrera. Again, used his body to get a whistle and a play.
And you can see immediately that the two center backs from Vancouver Whitecaps are not going to allow Irvin Herrera to receive and turn. So consequently, Herrera's going back a little bit deeper, Bob, to stay away from them, try to find the game a bit.
So you say Vancouver looked at the YouTube video from last game?
Yes, sir, positively. Herrera, that's how deep he's coming back to receive the throw-in. As a matter of fact, receives, turns, tries to get forward against the Whitecaps. Defending there was Will Seymour, one of their 3 midfielders. They come in with a 4-3-3 formation.
Sam Fink had driven one forward, trying to find Hardware, a little collision, and Jamil is kind of rolling that left shoulder and collarbone area off a collision.
Jamil's playing in a much more advanced position tonight, getting forward, trying to almost
look at the leg on Ritchie. My goodness.
Directly to the inch perfect to the
right
left flank.
To him. Safu moves through, steps over again, curled up top. Great look and shanked it. And a St. Louis player is down.
That's Richard Dixon. He was battling number 49, Patal Safu. Got hit in the head, I believe, did number 2, Richard Dixon.
That was a very, very dangerous play, and I think St. Louis is fortunate the shot was shanked off the outside of the foot.
Ball played deep in towards the left wing corner flag. There you see Dixon battling with number 49, Patal Safu. He gets in deep, 1-2 step overs, plays it off square, on rushing midfielder, gets that shot off, but it just goes wide, screws off the outside of his right foot.
So Dixon's still down, and I can't quite make out. It looks more upper body, doesn't it? So maybe he caught one in the chops.
Mm-hmm. Ryan Bounds attending to him right now. Richard seems to be okay. That was a man he had to battle with and will pretty much all night long. As I mentioned, Safu had a wonderful free kick goal against the Portland Timbers on Friday night.
Sunday, as Bill told you earlier, St. Louis hosts Rio Grande Valley FC. That'll be a 7:30 game on Sunday night. 7:30. And then St. Louis goes on the road to take on Colorado.
Don't forget, Bob, prior to that, June 1st,
That's
next
right.
Wednesday, Minnesota United. Let's play another game. So we go Saturday, Wednesday, Sunday, Wednesday. As we speak about the upcoming home games, Rio Grande Valley coming in. They're right next to St. Louis FC in the Western Conference as we start tonight's competition. Minnesota United, don't forget, that same team came to the same venue last year. They lost on penalty kicks in the Open Cup. Tulsa Roughnecks, that's on Saturday, June 11th. The Portland Timbers, the team I referred to that lost to Vancouver last Friday night. So it's a busy upcoming schedule for St. Louis FC, as it is a busy month in June for World Soccer. The European Championships start June 10th. They run through July 10th. They're in France. The Copa America, in which the United States is involved, that runs June 3rd through June 26th. 10 venues throughout the United States. Richard Dixon seems to be okay.
He's off on. Nope, you got to be off. And we get underway.
And next guaranteed substitution, or next time he's recognized by the referee, he'll come back on.
Sam Fink in the back.
And he's motioned on by referee Dooley Duisevich.
Greg was giving Sam Fink all he wanted, and so they switch and go left. And A.J. Cochran, he's only touched it a couple of times, but he will make an impact before this one's over. Long direct pass for a Hardware, but it had a little too much steam on it. Now Haber brings it back. He gets it across midfield, broken up by Musa. St. Louis returns.
Chad Bond always available in that center circle, Bob. That's really more or less his office, as Musa does a lot more running, tries to get forward. Bond will be the real true holder as he stays a bit deeper in those two holding formations.
And you saw there Dixon and Marr. For those of you who haven't watched St. Louis FC, that overlapping the backs that come up on the outside will go way forward.
Yeah, referee Dooley Dursavage talking with Richard Dixon. Okay, I saw the pull, saw the shirt pull. That'll be enough. It's good refereeing. There's no need to hand out a card there.
Levi sends it back to Vitt. They bring it back through the middle. Farmer, and now they move it back with Levi's, and that was knocked away by Dixon as he came all the way up to keep a close watch on Abdul Safu.
You don't want him to receive, turn, run at you.
We've already seen one of those, haven't we?
And cause chaos in the backfield.
Yep.
Because he will do that. And you have the option with the three forwards. The 4-3-3 formation with three forwards forward all the time puts pressure immediately on that backfield.
Ritchie again drives it and put it out of play. Unforced error there, and St. Louis will get it.
You have to cover for each other in the back, Bob, with these three forwards and prevent any kind of chances from restarts, anything on the break. which, as Dale Shilley said in the pregame, is definitely what Vancouver Whitecaps try to do, get forward on the break. They build as well.
Now Hardware, nice turn. Again with the little pullback, but waiting for him. Safu, he'll bring it back out. Boy, on that move forward and rush forward, you could see that Vancouver will not let Herrera breathe. They had
won't.
2 men all over him.
And what Jameel Hardware was trying to do there was create some space for himself, but he also motioned at the end of that particular moment for Herrera to come to him and show him, perhaps work a 1-2. He wanted to make it easier for him to play.
St. Louis will bring it back up. Dixon on the throw in. Looks for Herrera, who wanted to head it forward to Ambersley, but a bit too far. DeVitt is there. Sam DeVitt back with Farmer. Farmer heavily pressured by Hardware. Sends it back to his keeper, Ritchie, who will drive it to midfield, but recovered. Moose is there. Got a little physical on the far side, and St. Louis will get the ball back.
Yeah, the two center backs, Sam DeVitt, number 51, and number 41, Jackson Farmer. Farmer just 20 years of age. DeVitt, 21. He's born in the Netherlands. Just joined the team February of this year, did DeVitt.
More physical play is Herrera's going to really earn anything he gets tonight. And St. Louis putting pressure forward, get the ball back on the throw in.
And Herrera's the type of player, Bob, the type of forward that really doesn't post up with his back to goal. That's not his preference. He likes the ball played on the ground into the channels so that he can run onto it, or a ball played to him so they can work the short, long, short.
Well, good work by Hardware down on the end line, and St. Louis will get their first opportunity out of the corner. The corner kick, Chad Bond goes over to do the honors. We'll see how St. Louis wants to set up. Herrera goes in deep. Oh, trying to get tricky. It was Barklage just going to chip it back in there very nonchalantly, but it was deflected away.
Good attempt by Brandon Barklage, because that early ball on the volley over the top, you can have a redirected header because a lot of both your center backs are still up there from the corner kick play.
What good work rate from the Vancouver forwards. They didn't concede anything.
Bob,
on that
they
play.
try to get it back as soon as possible, as high up the field as possible.
Safu is relentless. Speed and strength. Nice combo. Dixon sends it back for Fink. Sam will drive it. Got a little air under it, and too much. Levi's will throw it in. Back for Fink again with Cochran. Now Parker Marr. He'll try the left side. Marr pushes it ahead nicely. Some open space. Now Musa.
Yeah. Again, Musa and or Chad Bond always available when people come out of the backfield if it's not on to go forward.
Fink had his pass broken up by Farmer. Oh, a nifty play to keep it in, but couldn't control. Now it's Chad Bond. Bond has Herrera. They're going to call that offside. I think that's a good call.
The accurate call. Herrera was offside before the ball was flighted and behind that last defender.
It was tantalizing, though.
Yes, it was. And it was early to get an attempt to get number 19 in behind those last two defenders. There's that last play we were speaking about, and there's Herrera clearly in an offside position. He was in behind that last defender way before the ball was flighted.
He saw that open space. He saw his teammate with the ball.
Got a little too anxious.
And he just couldn't wait long enough. Ritchie with another distribution. Boy, he's got a leg. Now St. Louis in the middle. Barklage, Ambersley gets it back. Oh, a trip up in the back. Took Bond down. St. Louis recovers. As we get almost into the 17th minute, Bill, it's pretty even back and forth as these two teams sort of probe the other.
Well, Vancouver comes in first place in the Western Conference, 6-0-2. Only team in the overall league that has not lost a game.
Jameel Hardware got in deep. Oh, and took a while for that whistle to blow, but they say he was in offside as well.
Whistled up offside is number 7, Jameel Hardware. Here we'll have another view. Nicely flighted ball. A low liner, not so much in the air for a long time as it was driven, but similar to Herrera just a moment ago. This time Hardware in behind both last defenders well before the ball was struck.
Ball in the air in the midfield, and now Vancouver. They swing it all the way left. Play by Levi's. Good possession as he brings it back. Now Safu had a look, bounces one in. Well-sided Mark Pace slides over and makes the play nicely.
Good understanding between the flank player and the wide back. The wide back goes forward. The wide midfielder checks in, drops in centrally to make himself available. Here's the play we're talking about. Levi's gets forward. Safu comes inward, makes himself available. That way the left back and the top forward can get forward on that left channel.
Barklage with a nice run up the left side now for Hardware. He's hemmed in pretty well, but Barklage bails him out. Nice job. Musa sends one through looking for Herrera. Well played by DeVitt. Defended that one very nicely.
Yes, he did. He got his body in between the ball and Herrera immediately. Well, first of all, he knows from the opening center off that St. Louis, if it be at all possible, is going to try to use their goal scorer, Irvin Herrera, as often as possible.
Back through the middle, broken up nicely. Here comes Ambersley, drives one forward. Oh, what a play. Picking it out of the air was Farmer. Nicely done, because Herrera was in a dangerous spot.
And Spencer Ritchie was well off his goal line.
Yes.
He thought he was going to get that flighted ball.
He may have, but had he not, that was a terrific play by Jackson Farmer.
Now, what St. Louis FC has to be cautious of, Bob, is not to continue a steady diet of long balls into the central part of the penalty area over the top of the defenders. First of all, if they're not driven properly, you're going to be offside on a regular basis. Secondly, they're easy for goalkeepers to clip out.
Ambersley with Musa, now has Hardware. Nifty move through the middle, tries one from outside the area, and it goes over the crossbar.
It's all right. It's part of his job. Make himself available in the central part of the field.
And he had some space for once, so he tried to take advantage.
The central midfielder in that 4-2-3-1 formation has to link up with that top forward and also has to make himself available for anything in the central part of the field close to the penalty area. James Musa looks up, sees number 7 Hardware, receives, takes a touch. You can see right away because people are dropping off him, not covering immediately, not closing. He's going to shoot that for sure and should.
Working his way back was DeVitt, and didn't do it well enough. St. Louis gets a good opportunity to take over here on the far sideline.
Make the last defender play. Make him do something he doesn't want to do, make him uncomfortable.
Marr looks to dump it in. Couldn't get it to a teammate. Vancouver nicely done. Broken up though. Bond, Musa. Gonna move it forward. Parker Marr sends it in. Barklage curls it back to the middle. But boy, the angle was taken out by DeVitt.
DeVitt, nice defending, and somehow, some way, Brandon Barklage got on the end of that ball, but nicely done by St. Louis FC in the middle third of the field. 1, 2 touches, quick touches. Referee, depending upon what mood he's in, could give a yellow here. And he's going to.
Trip up on the counterattack.
So number 3, Sam Fink, receives the yellow. Fink comes over towards that left back situation as the center back, covering for each other.
Yellow card caution has been issued by the referee.
Whistle up.
Number 3, Sam Fink.
There's number 56, Daniel Haber was trying to get forward.
So a nice opportunity for Vancouver, the Whitecaps, FC2.
6-0-2. quite the record, Bob, with the parity of this league, that they're the only undefeated team in the overall league.
Driven far post, coming on, header, loose in front, shot, oh, what a save! Oh, Mark Pace robs him. What a beautifully designed play. And Pace was up to it with a dramatic save, moving from his right to his left, the far post as it was headed across, and stopped a point-blank shot.
Fabulous goalkeeping from Mark Pace, as you pointed out, by beautifully engineered by Vancouver.
Yes.
They had no intention of shooting that first ball. A shot at the opposite post. Pace runs from the far post back to the near post to make a save on a certain first for Vancouver.
Now the corner curled out of the middle. They try to pluck it out of the air, can't. St. Louis tries to clear. Hardware tries to run it down, cannot. Vancouver takes over. Boy, what a beautiful dead ball play. Now a quick left-footed shot. They score from 10 yards outside the area. What a shot from Vancouver.
We talked about how Brett Levi likes to attack, Bob. Well, this time he's outside the penalty area. Good work from Levi's. He's inside the central part of the field, looks up, and he's going to have a go with that trusted left foot. Here's the shot from distance, beats Mark Pace, who stopped a certain first just a moment ago. That puts Vancouver on top by a score of 1-0.
Well, they made a counterattack, got the dead ball they wanted. It was a diabolical play that Pace elevated his play to stop, but it was almost like Vancouver said, okay, here we go, and turned right around and drove that one to the back of the net.
The versatility of Levi's, left back, at least in the first 11. This time he's in the central part of the field, right where all the action is. Receives the ball, turns, looks up, gets it in behind Mark Pace.
1-0 in the 23rd minute, in the 24th now, and Vancouver goes on top. Now they're on the counter again, back through the middle. He settles, looks to set, left-footed shot, and shot it wide. Lightning quick counterattack.
Vancouver getting forward very quickly. Number 56, Daniel Haber, had an excellent opportunity for a certain second for the visiting side. They got forward quickly. Number 49, Patal Safu, over to the far post. This to number 56, Daniel Haber, looks up, puts it over to his left foot, trying to hit it to that opposite side netting. And Sam Fink put his hands to his head because he couldn't believe he was that open.
Some physical play in the midfield. Barklage is not happy, and a yellow card.
Yellow card issued to number 25, Brandon Barklage, in that first 11 on the left flank here this evening. Barklage doing the battling. He maybe thought he was fouled from behind. And boy, Dooley Dewar-Savage, the referee, totally bought the fact that the Vancouver player made an absolute meal of that.
Hammersley had a shot or a pass trying to clear it, deflected, and again Vancouver takes over. Gardner sent it back through. There's a quick shot that goes out of play, and St. Louis will get it back. Hey, Walter Knoll Florist, your personal florist since 1983, family owned and operated. Order online today at WKF.com. 1-0 Vancouver. St. Louis, well, I thought for the first 20 minutes of play, it was even, and maybe St. Louis even carried some of the play, but the last 3 minutes is Vancouver has all of a sudden jumped up and quick bite with that first goal, and now they want more.
And they're getting forward very quickly. St. Louis FC knew that they were going to try to get forward as quickly as possible. And the two center backs, Sam DeVitt and Jackson Farmer, have figured out the fact that if Jameel Hardware is not going to be able to join Irvin Herrera, it's going to be 2 against 1 pretty much all evening long.
And the key is being willing to commit to that. And it looks like they are.
Positively.
So that goes out, and another opportunity, Levi's to throw it in. Fink read that, but couldn't get it to a teammate. Safu back with Levi's, steps through around 1, contact made, play on. Chad Bond tried to fire one out onto the wing looking for Barklage. That was broken up, and here come the Whitecaps once again on the attack. Last 5 minutes been all Vancouver. Turning is Gardner. Then they'll take their time on the possession and reload it.
See, Bob, they can get forward and they can build as well.
Haber had it, distributed to the right side, and then pack out. Gardner had it for a moment. Another trip up. Oh, and another dead ball opportunity. You say, big deal. 25 yards outside the penalty area. Well, that's about where they set up that first goal.
We always talk about the fact that defenders want to try to do their best to prevent anything from restarts, number one, and on the break as well. And Vancouver, as you just pointed out, the last 5-10 minutes has been taking the game to the home side because of the quick breakouts.
They'll bring 2 men up. St. Louis will. Driven again, far post, looking for that head ball to come back across. It goes through and out, but off of a St. Louis player, and we're going to get a corner kick for Vancouver out of that left corner.
Jackson Farmer, he was up forward, the center back for that particular play. Flight it from the right back position to the far post. Have one of your center backs head it back across the goal mouth, and that play is always on. St. Louis FC scored one of their goals last week in Tulsa in the same formation. Sam Fink heading a ball across the goal mouth for Irvin Herrera.
Safu up top, had a man there, bumped away, little side volley. Pace knocked it away. He's upset. It'll be out of the right corner this time for Vancouver. Good save, but thought it was too easy, didn't he?
That's exactly what he's telling his defenders. They're getting way too many looks, too many easy chances. And close into the goal mouth area.
Levi's out of the right corner now. Curled beautifully, header. Oh, who got up there? Was that Sam Fink?
That was A.J. Cochran.
Cochran.
Good defending.
Big man got up there, played big. They tried to send it back in. Headed out. Hardware looks to control it. Boots it looking for Ambersley. He can't control. Safu is there. Nutmeg's a defender. Still loose in the area. Trying to curl it out, and they do. Musa gains control. Bond gets it ahead. It's Hardware. Rolls one, trying to get it to Herrera. A little bit off the line of the attack and couldn't control it. St. Louis breaks it up in the midfield. Musa again. Bond with Ambersley. At the center line across midfield, Hardware. Vancouver committed to coming back defensively as well. Did a nice job. Now it's Ambersley. Like looks and waits, nobody's moving. Gives it to Musa up top. 2 defenders collapse. He'll swing it left. Parker Marr. Marr waits. Has Barklage. 1-on-1. Second defender comes, gives it up to Ambersley. Ambersley lobs one over. Side volley shot. Oh, just wide. What a shot by Herrera.
Nice build-up by St. Louis FC from the left midfielder to the right midfielder, looking for this man, number 19, Irvin Herrera, who hit it first time just opposite of that wide post. You see Brandon Barklage, very calm, collected, very composed on the ball, knocks the ball square for Ambersley, receives, turns, clips one in for Irvin Herrera. This time he got away from that last defender, number 51, Sam DeVitt, and strikes it just wide of that opposite post.
What a beautiful play.
Nicely flatted by Ambersley.
St. Louis regains it, can't keep it. Back through the middle. Fano is there. Levi's turns. Hemmed in, so he'll send it back. Farmer. Long diagonal pass. They were looking for Safu, and too far, too ambitious, and St. Louis will get it. Dixon will throw it in. A St. Louis-based Worldwide Technology is recognized as one of the 100 best places to work 5 years in a row. Worldwide Technology understands that with the right culture and teamwork, great things happen. 1-0 here, Vancouver on top.
at Worldwide Technology Soccer Park, Marshall Wireless Stadium, Denny Long Field. Denny Long, the former president of Anheuser-Busch, did so much to bring soccer to this area, and one of the original sponsors as far as the United States companies go for the World Cup.
Look at that shot by Safu.
Whoa.
Quick trigger and a diving play. Diving play by Mark Pace. Boy, was that a trigger?
Vital
a
Safu
hair
again
trigger.
coming in off the left flank. Pulls the top of the ball. He's composed on the ball, obviously. He's comfortable out on this left flank. Beats that last defender and shoots at the near post. Mark Pace, very alert to it. Good goalkeeping by Pace.
He's got 2 goals in 6 games. I don't know how it's not more.
Vital Safu up on that left flank. He's been very active so far this evening.
Now
He's had his own individual battle with Richard Dixon as well.
Now he gets the corner kick. They line up near the top of the area. 1 man in deep in front of Mark Pace. Holds his arms up high.
The referee having a conversation with that last defender, Parker Marr.
Off the kick, headed through. Pace makes it nicely. Mark will bring it out. Ambersley with Herrera. Turns in the middle, got tripped up, they play on. Crowd moans. Greg, we haven't called his name much. Greg had a touch for a moment. We've called this man a lot.
He's been very actively involved in the
Vital
offense.
Safu, yeah. And back down Freno and knocked away Dixon. But they'll get it back, and
Yeah,
for
Kyle
about
Gregg,
10 minutes they've controlled the action except for 1 or 2 opportunities.
exactly right, Bob. And Kyle Gregg, you just pointed out, we haven't called his name too much, but he's been very active inside the penalty area, making some nice runs. That victory last Friday against Portland in Portland, he scored in the very first minute.
Look at that throw in all the way into the goal area, and Pace was able to come out, avoid interference, and make a nice play. St. Louis now looking to make a run. Barklage. And a nice run. Finally draws the defenders through. Found an opening. Ambersley taps it back for Bond. Bond is there with Musa. James swings it for Fink. He comes forward. Fink and Hardware. Hardware avoids it, the defenders. Back for Ambersley. Diagonal pass through for Dixon, overlapping up top. Back through the middle, nobody can run on. Hardware steals. Jamil's there, double team. Finding space. Back out on top, a shot. Oh, what a save! Richie dove to the post and made an unbelievable save to rob St. Louis.
Wonderful work by Jamil Hardware, and in particular by the entire team to keep it, wait till something was on. The ball's on the ground. Jamil Hardware individually doing all this work. Knocks it back deep on the angle to number 25, Brandon Barklage. Good goalkeeping, as Bob Ramsey pointed out, by Spencer Ritchie.
I was ready to call goal. That was in. What a diving play. Now they isolate a man up top. Swing it right. Dangerous play. Slide tackle. Cochran. Oh, the big man makes a big play.
Tremendous sliding open field tackle by number 4, A.J. Cochran, in the backfield in his own penalty area. Good ball on the ground. Looking for that last forward, Greg. Ball played by Daniel Haber. But wonderful tackle from A.J. Cochran. Sliding tackle from behind in your own penalty area is always dicey. He pulled it off superbly.
Vancouver again. That's broken up by Cochran. St. Louis trying to bring it out. Tripped up from behind. Late whistle. St. Louis gets it. Crowd is watching the officials' every move.
Chad Bond, who's getting a bit more forward in the latter stages of this first half, Bob. Musa laying a little bit deeper. The team captain, Chad Bond. We talked about the fact that in the European Championships, his native Wales is put up against England. We always like to play England. That is, of course, if the native Welshman, Gareth Bale, can carry the entire team and country on his back.
Moving in, a shot rolls through and harmlessly. Parker Marr had a bit of a run there. 1-0 as we get into the 37th minute here in suburban St. Louis. Misplay by Dixon, and then a return misplay by Vancouver, and St. Louis will get it right back.
Yeah, Thomas Gardner was in the open field trying to work the quick 1-2 with Fatal Safu.
I'd love to get that equalizer before the end of the half. There'd be several minutes of stoppage time. Rolls through, misplay. Here comes Herrera. They get back and in shape nicely. Rolls one through. Here's Hardware. Stops it, spins, double team, curls out of it. Boy, they recovered beautifully, Bill McDermott.
They got back quickly, and Jameel Harbor did the best he could against 3 defenders. He tried to keep the ball as best as possible.
And they had the angles. You know if there's 3 on you, somebody's open, but they had cut down the angles nicely. Back through the middle, Dixon comes all the way back and makes a nice play. Gets it again ahead to Urban Herrera.
There's Herrera. You can see him, Bob, a little bit deeper. He's coming back to find a game, make himself more dangerous.
Chad Bond runs one on. Herrera tried to get it and pluck it out of the air. Couldn't control. Felt like he was fouled. He's the only one. And they bring it out.
Good defending by Brett Levi's at his own corner flag arc, and a good ball to the backfield. Good idea by Herrera to let the ball run through into the penalty area. He thought Ambersley was running onto it. A lot of things happening. Nice ball on the ground from Urban Herrera for the run of number 7, Jameel Hardware. There's 3 defenders. He did his best to try to keep this ball, Bob, and he just about did number 7, Jameel Hardware.
Ambersley stole it away. St. Louis can counter here. Don't quite have the numbers. Looks to roll one through, and Farmer breaks it up. Ambersley stole it right back. Here comes Ambersley. Mike turns right, looks left, goes right again. Tough angle, curls back right through, but nobody could run onto the goal to try and make it more dangerous. Again, a nice run by Ambersley.
Magnificent work, solo individual work by number 15, Mike Ambersley. Very good on the ball from number 15, Mike Ambersley. He was looking up for that opposite flank player, but Brandon Barklage over the left shoulder of Mike had sought to join on the quick 1-2. Consequently, he was not able to run onto that ball. What a nicely flighted ball from Ambersley right across the goal mouth.
St. Louis matching the competitive level now as we get in almost to the 40th minute. And I think after a little bit of a lull, they have matched it.
And as Dale Schilly has said so many times, as the season progresses, as we train more competitively, the soccer will follow. The soccer, everybody will get better on the ball. We just mentioned Dale Schilly, good view of him. Tim Leonard, Brian Jones to his left. Leonard, the assistant coach. Brian Jones, the goalkeeper coach. Brian Bounds, the athletic trainer, who's almost got this team at 100% health-wise.
And that's been a struggle for the last almost year and a half.
Very much so. But this year, as opposed to last year, Bob, much more depth.
Musa. Broken up. Abdul. Fatal Safu. And that's knocked down by Musa.
Good
and
tackle.
This one's getting pretty physical.
Good tackle by James Musa. You know full well that number 49, Safu, is not going to lay this ball off. He's going to try to dribble. There's this siding tackle from him to win the ball initially. Then he goes forward, and he receives the same treatment from number 14, James Musa.
With the possession in the back, Levi's sends it forward as Gardner. It's broken up, and we got a whistle. Ooh. St. Louis crowd moans. Hey, make sure to tune in every Friday night to the Big 550 KTRS FC Soccer Weekly. 7 to 9, stay up to date on all things soccer. KTRS FC Soccer Weekly.
And
every Friday, 7 to 9.
We were talking with Jim Hewer prior to the game. Bob, and he's been doing a good job of obviously giving fans information about St. Louis FC, the league, but also covering the sport literally around the world. All the things we've been talking about, the Copa America, Centenario.
Driven, far post, header, knocked through and just wide. It looked innocent and then got dangerous all of a
Just
sudden.
wide of that opposite post, but we talked about the Copa America. That's going to be a very difficult competition for the United States. They'll get all they want. They played their very first game against Colombia. You harken back whenever the United States plays Colombia to the 1994 World Cup. John Hark sends the ball over. Andres Escobar knocks it into his own goal for Colombia. 3 weeks later, pays for it with his life.
On that upbeat note, we're going to send it back through for Hardware. Jamil sends one through. Oh, he had a great idea, but you got to give credit to Sem DeVitt, who was really marking Herrera. I mean, he was in his shirt.
He knows the ball is coming over on the ground, preferably to Irvin Herrera. He cut it out early. Sem DeVitt, former youth player in the Netherlands. Good ball from Brandon Barklage. On the angle, always available is Jamil Hardware. He tried to curl that ball in behind that last defender, Sem DeVitt.
Chad Bond on the corner kick. Header, a good one, bounces, it's loose. Oh, a nice header play out of the right corner. But once again, Spencer Ritchie was there to make a play.
And I think Sam Fink let that ball run. He thought it might have bounced in beyond Spencer Ritchie.
So Vancouver brings it back, and you take a look.
Good play on the corner kick. A.J. Cochran gets forward to meet it. Bounces in the penalty area right in front of Fink and Ambersley. Almost an equalizer for St. Louis FC, which, as you pointed out, Bob, would be really hard to contend with for the visitors, having an equalizer scored against them at the waning seconds of the first half.
There's a shot spun way wide, deflected.
Now, you know how far your shot is off target when it turns out to be a throw-in. That's off target, but nonetheless, wonderful effort by number 49, Patal Sefu, who continues to wreak havoc out on this left flank.
G&W Meat and Bavarian Style Sausage Company, proud to be the official brand of St. Louis FC. Celebrating over 50 years as a family-owned St. Louis tradition, you can't beat G&W Meat. Vancouver trying to keep the pressure on. Cleared but not out, under control, and now Hardware with Ambersley. Mike brings it forward. Has Dixon coming up out of the back. Dixon with a nice run up the right sideline. He's got some space. St. Louis doesn't really have the numbers. Can he create them? Nice pass through 3 defenders, but the 4th was there.
2 Jamaicans tried to combine there. Number 7 Hardware, number 2 Dixon. But Richard Dixon did his job, Bob. Get forward from that right back position, do the attacking.
The rest of his teammates a little slow on the counterattack. A St. Louis-based Worldwide Technology, proud supporter of soccer in St. Louis. Worldwide Technology understands that with the right culture and teamwork, great things happen. 1-0 here in the 45th minute. Parker Marr under duress, but stays calm. Gets it to Cochran. He tried to clear it out, but that was tipped. And Vancouver. Farmer sends it deep, and Parker Marr heads it out of play. Walter Knoll Florist, your personal florist since 1983. Family owned and operated. Order online today at WKF.com.
So a minimum of 3 minutes added to the first half.
Back to midfield. Real Hardware, handball. Came up on him, spun, and jumped up and got him. Oh no. Yeah, it was right. Jamil said, oh, okay, handball, I got it, and took it and tried to say it's our ball.
Jamil, every player in the world feels if you play the free kick quickly enough, you might be able to get away with it, even though it's not yours.
Jamil. Now Levi's. He's there with Freno. Tried to find his target man, Greg, and that was knocked away. He was marked well. Hardware held up. Oh, how is that not a foul? So he reaches back to try and regain the space. He was absolutely drilled because he was going to get a breakaway, Bill. How they missed that, I'll never know.
And Dale Shilley whistling that up. The assistant referee is talking via the communication to the referee, Dooley Duersevich. Sandovic did indeed obstruct Irvin Herrera there, and that's where the initial foul should have been called. And perhaps the assistant referees, they have indeed sorted it up. That's why you have the communication system.
Well, it's good they got it right, but how do you miss it in the first place? And
here's the ball from Jameel Hardware to Irvin Herrera, who is clearly held by number 41, Jackson Farmer.
And
then Herrera does indeed foul number 41, Jackson Farmer, in the process. The initial foul took away from the breakaway.
That would have been a breakaway. That's a game changer.
Granted, from a very deep position, way away from the penalty area, but nonetheless, you're one-on-one with the last offender, who at that time would have been DeVitt.
Oh, a nice little top spin off the top of the foot, but just over the crossbar and out.
Go to awareness by number 25, Brandon Barklage, who's been much more active in the offense. Finally beginning to train on a regular basis is number 25, Brandon Barklage.
What a great athlete, and when your body betrays you, how frustrating that is.
Played for DC United and MLS for 3 years. He was their draft pick in 2009. Then he played for the Red Bulls, where he really did a fabulous job playing the right back position, something he was not familiar with at all.
Back through the middle, they play on. Musa, Cochran, ooh, that was a little soft and gave it up. Cano now in the area, and a whistle as...
That'll be a yellow card against A.J. Cochran. He was upset initially because he gave the ball away then on the tackle.
There's a little jawing back and forth there. Hi, how you doing? Calling you in town. Where are you going to dinner tonight?
Sorry you had to come back for a second game. Too bad about the rain out on 30th of April.
Have you tried G&W meat and Bavarian-style sausage?
We're going to watch that particular play again as we get late into added time here. A.J. Cochran cleared it with a foul in Fresno. Dribbling outside the penalty area. Referee Dooley Duersevich whistling up for the free kick immediately. And then he'll shortly reach into his left pocket for the yellow against A.J. Cochran.
G&W Meat, celebrating over 50 years as a family-owned St. Louis tradition. You can't beat G&W Meat. So, another marvelous opportunity.
Careful here.
Safu.
Because we talked about Safu had a brilliant free kick against Portland last Friday night, one of the USL goals of the week.
Dummy shot. Tried to get the top spin on that. Not quite enough, and it goes over the top of the crossbar. And that will end the first half of play. Mostly even, Bill McDermott. When Vancouver smelled blood in the water, though, for about 4 or 5 minutes, they really controlled things and took advantage and made it pay.
And some better opportunities for St. Louis FC in the latter stages of the first half, when every ball was not in the central part of the defense, direct over the top of the defense, looking for Herrera. As we've talked about so many times, Bob, a steady diet of that ball will not work. I don't care who your one forward is up top.
1-0 our score at halftime. We'll be back with our halftime activities in a moment. Jim Ewer on the radio side, the Big 550, KTRS. Don't go away.
Hey, St. Louis FC fans, welcome to the 2016 season. We're here to give you the debut of a brand new video series called Dan's Dozen, giving you behind-the-scenes access to the players. Today's video, we'll be talking with the team to find out what their favorite soccer memory is.
When I was about 16, we went and played for Newcastle. We went and played in a tournament in Spain, and we played Real Madrid's youth academy and Barcelona's youth academy, and that was a really good experience. So,
probably making my debut for Swansea in the English Championship. That was the highlight of my career, I think.
I went to Arsenal, so I got to meet Arsene Wenger. I was training with the youth system there, with the youth team, Jack Wilshere. I think Coquelin was training there too, so that was one of my favorite memories.
When I represent the national team, I scored on my debut.
When I debuted for the national team at home in Auckland, in front of my family, friends, it was a pretty big moment for me in my career.
When I made my debut for the national team, it was against Argentina. You know, playing with all those big players. I was surprised. It was unbelievable.
Probably scoring a goal against Orlando City in the USL at their place.
It probably has to be winning the national championship at Indiana in 2004. That was a great experience for me. And also winning a championship in Tampa Bay also is up there.
Winning the national championship with my under-17 Gallagher team, with all my buddies.
Got to go with the national championship. I won 2012 with Indiana.
Either my MLS debut or winning the national championship in college.
Probably winning the Conference USA Championship with the University of Tulsa. It was a long, hard-fought season, worked toward a common goal, and we achieved it.
My freshman year of college, we made the conference final, and I scored the winning goal in like the 85th minute. Yeah, just took it from 18 to 18, hit it side net.
It's probably finding out that I got a scholarship, an academic scholarship at pro soccer to come to the U.S. in 2008.
Had a few good memories with Missouri State, winning the conference 3 out of 4 years.
I would say winning the state championship here in St. Louis for my high school, Chaminade.
And we want to hear your favorite soccer memories as well, so share them in the comment section below. And for behind-the-scenes access all season long, be sure to follow us on social media. On behalf of all of us here at St. Louis FC TV and the rest of the Fleur de Lis faithful, thanks for watching.
Stretched out to the middle, back to
Broke it up. There's a shot. They score! They score! Welcome back to St. Louis Worldwide Technology Soccer Park as we get ready to start the second half between St. Louis and Vancouver, as Vancouver has come out on top with one goal in the first half. It was dramatic, and they had some great moments in that first half, Bill McDermott.
Well, and you can see why, Bob. They're the only team in the league that is not defeated. They're young, first of all. They don't know not to stop working. They just come forward. They build nicely. They break out nicely. They're solid in midfield. 4 people in the back. 2 central defenders are strong. And the left flank player, Safu, is remarkable. He's very good. He may not be too far away from MLS play, as a matter of fact.
Well, he's big and he can run. And as you take a look at some of the highlights, you'll see the opportunities that created.
This is from the very outset. And this is number 46, Levi's, who loves to get forward. Jameel Harward for St. Louis FC. Into the first 11, back into the first 11 underneath Irvin Herrera tonight. with that shot on goal. That's part of his job. Get forward, contribute to the attack. Sam Fink.
There's the dead
doing
ball.
their defending. This across the goal mouth. And Mark Pace at that opposite post. Beautiful ball sent from the right back to the left wing across the goal mouth. And there, in the middle of the first half, was number 46, Brett Levi's, the left back, who shoots and gets Vancouver on top by a score of 1. And Mark Pace motioning to his defenders that they're getting way too many opportunities. Now, Mike Ambersley, the later stages of the first half, clips the ball in over the top of the defense. And number 19, Erwin Herrera, hits that just wide of the opposite post. Ambersley, nice ball on the ground on the angle for Hardware. In behind the last defender, at least he tried to. Good defending again by Farmer and DeVitt. This ball bounces in off the corner kick. A.J. Cochran in the air. Fell at the feet of Ambersley and Sam Fink inside the penalty area. I think they were going to let that run against Spencer Ritchie. But we take a look at the statistics just from the first half. 11 shots from Vancouver to show you their domination, Bob, with relation to the offense. Again, a goodly portion of that provided by number 49, Matao Safu. He has been remarkable on the left flank.
And out of those first 45 minutes, I think the numbers got out of whack between the two teams in about a 7, 8, 9-minute span where Vancouver sort of took over.
Yes.
And they came on strong and came in waves. Then St. Louis sort of righted the ship, but couldn't solve Spencer Ritchie.
Well, they got St. Louis FC. They got Jameel Hardware a little more involved in the attack, getting up higher alongside of Herrera. Dale Schilly talking it over with the fitness and strength coach, Nick Caruso. Perhaps about certain players. Are they ready to go for the entire 45 minutes of the second half? But this is one of the things that Dale Schilly told me during the middle of the week. Our quality is more even all around, but we have to judge who we're going to put in maybe the 60th, the 75th minute. That's how we judge who we select for that particular game. Are they going to be ready to play against Tulsa, Vancouver, Los Angeles, all of whom are dramatically different in what they bring?
So St. Louis will have the one goal to try and overcome, to win at home and to stay in the thick of things in the Western Conference. Vancouver will open play with possession. Quick reminder about Walter Knoll Florist, your personal florist since 1983, family owned and operated. Order online today at WKF.com.
We again remind everyone that Vancouver comes into this game. They're 6-0-2, first place in the Western Conference. The Colorado Springs Switchbacks, they're second place. Los Angeles Galaxy third. St. Louis and Rio Grande Valley, they are tied for fourth place entering tonight's competition, and Rio Grande Valley and San Antonio, the only other game being played tonight in USL action.
St. Louis took the first pass away and controls in the back with Sam Fink. Sam will bring it up the right side across midfield. Fink tried to split a double team, but they collapsed and broke it up, and now a bit of a counterattack. Up the left side.
What did we say the back six have to do, Bob? Cover for each other. Sam Fink gets out of the center back position, loses it on the dribble. Chad Bond comes over to help.
Chad Bond came back to help. They tried to get it forward to Jameel Hardware, but it was too far. Now they'll bring it back. Frano sends it forward. They look for an opening. Tried to get it to Greg, who hasn't touched it much, but is always dangerous. Is that big target up there?
Yeah, he is a real presence, makes himself available at top forward with 8 goals so far.
Cochran and Musa. Musa drives it forward, looks for Herrera. He got there in the corner, makes a move, has a step, in on goal. Herrera shot on, deflected by the defense. Herrera tried to regain it to get it back to his right foot, couldn't. St. Louis Bond comes forward, but finally broken up. What a nice run, and that's stolen away by Hardware. Or rather, Dixon, excuse me. Dixon got it, looks to get it to Hardware at the top of the area. That's broken up. What a run by Herrera, Bill.
Tremendous. Seemingly a hopeless cause at the left wing corner flag arc. Beautiful ball sent out to him. Now, faces, turns, goes at that last defender, puts it between the legs of the right back, Chris Serban. Almost gets a shot off here. It's deflected. The ball then rolls. He gets yet another touch. Tries to keep it alive. The play's not dead. And Chad Bond's got to run onto this. Initially, almost got a shot off of that second ball rolling outside the penalty area.
St. Louis still trying to go on the offensive.
But good work by Herrera. You
Yeah.
seldom see lone forwards at the left wing corner flag arc, taking people on, dribbling at last defenders, digging balls out, keeping the ball alive.
Chris Servant controlled and then sends it back. Farmer brings it out. He'll try the left side, knocked away and out of play by Ambersley. Throw in, Dixon breaks it up. St. Louis-based Worldwide Technology, recognized by Fortune magazine as one of the 100 best places to work 5 years in a row. Now up the left sideline. Dixon there again. St. Louis can't control out of their area. Now they get it forward.
We were talking earlier, Bob, in the first half about so many things going on in the world of soccer. The Champions League final this coming Saturday from Milan, Atletico Madrid against Real Madrid. And then here in St. Louis, a big announcement next week. I'm going to tease this a little bit. A big announcement next week about another game coming to St. Louis later this summer.
Barklage put some pressure on Ritchie there and forced him to give it up. Now, big play in the back, but I think A.J. Cochran took a knee to the quad. He limped out of there. St. Louis still controls. Fink drives it forward. Bond looks to settle it. Couldn't quite control, however. Gets it back on a nifty play. They send it forward. Herrera, top of the area, steps through. Does he want the left foot? Tripped up and knocked down. They play on.
Good attempt, nonetheless, by number 19, Irvin Herrera, to make something happen out of nothing. Received the ball on the ground from Chad Bond. That's where he prefers it, Bob, on the ground at his feet. Receive, turn, run it to the last defender. There's a ball played from Chad Bond on the ground, and Herrera immediately looks up, goes at that last defender, number 41, Jackson Farmer. But good return defending.
And back to live action, bodies fly as Ambersley got absolutely waylaid on the sideline. Barklage comes over. So does Chad Bond. Moosa's there trying to help up their teammate.
Mike Ambersley, he's the player down right now. Receives, goes to turn, looks up, pulls the top of the ball. He's going to knock it back.
Ooh. I think
that
noggin's
was,
cracked,
yeah,
I think.
Head-to-head with number 45, Juliana Furneaux.
So St. Louis off the near sideline. Bond.
And just after this, Bob, you got yet another game to prepare for on Sunday night.
Headed one into the area. Played nicely by Spencer Ritchie. Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday, I believe is the
Sunday,
schedule,
Wednesday,
correct?
Saturday. Oh, by the way, next Saturday you travel to play the second place team in the league, the Colorado Springs Switchbacks.
Hey, you're getting paid. This isn't CYC. Lace them up and let's go play.
Let's see if we can play a few more games during the week.
Maybe some friendlies in the middle there.
Another head-to-head collision.
Wow.
This time A.J. Cochran. He's the player down right now from St. Louis FC.
It's got to be quite a hit to take him out.
Seems to be okay. I mentioned A.J. Cochran, his first year with St. Louis FC. 6'3", 195, University of Wisconsin. And there is number 4.
Ooh.
A.J.
Need a cut man for this game. Now they roll one through, looking for hardware, but it was broken up at the last moment. Nicely played by the defense.
Yeah, that was Cochran battling with their goal scorer, Kyle Gregg. That's been a battle all evening long. Kyle Gregg.
Both big guys.
The oldest guy on the team, one of, at 26.
Oh, man.
Everybody else, every other player in their first 11s, 20, 21, 19, just 23 years of age.
Herrera was looking for Ambersley cutting through and couldn't quite get it there. Now Ritchie will play it out.
One of their real stars, Bob, still suffering from concussion symptoms himself, number 67, Alphonso Davies, just 15 years of age.
Wow.
He's not going to turn 16 till November 2nd. He's not traveling with the team.
What you hate to see is a kid injured in any way, but a concussion like that for a kid is tough. Dixon goes back for St. Louis. Ball rattles around through the middle. Oh, nice run, but Musa is up to the task. James Musa for St. Louis, back through the middle. Musa.
Ambersley partially delayed that, then Musa did the tackling.
Parker Marr up the left side. Swings it left. Has Barklage through the middle. Hardware tried to spin. That was read nicely by the defender. Now Musa back through. Barklage waiting. Spins it right. Dixon moving forward. Dixon, a quick left-footed shot. Oh, just wide. That was a quick snap of a leg.
Good work by St. Louis FC. Nothing was on in that left channel. Brandon Barklage had come in central into the top of the penalty area. Looks over, sends it across the face of the entire penalty area. For number 2, Richard Dixon comes in off the right back position, takes a shot at that near post.
It happens so quickly in live action. I mean, it's just a quick release.
The quick change of play is the absolute key there, and that's what Barklage did as he furnished that ball to Dixon.
Now they try to run on 2-on-2. That was broken up as Gardner had a go at it, but couldn't get through the defense.
That was nicely done out of the backfield by St. Louis FC.
Hardware with Ambersley tripped up. They play on. Here comes Dixon on a run. Sends it through the middle. Wanted to find his open man, Herrera. The defense was up to it again. Beautiful play.
Jackson Farmer, good defending, Bob. You're right.
St. Louis back up through the top. Bond tries to hold it in. They're going to say he fouled. Little push in the back.
He fouled in the process, but between Semdevitt and Jackson Farmer, the 2 central defenders for Vancouver, they read the game nicely, cut the balls out very quickly.
Yeah, Hardware and Dixon had the right idea, looking for Herrera, got the ball where they wanted it, but DeVitt was just up to it.
And Richard Dixon, again, materializing, coming from that right back position.
Hey, make sure to tune in every Friday night to the Big 550 KTRS FC Soccer Weekly, 7 to 9. Stay up to date on all things soccer. KTRS FC Soccer Weekly every Friday, 7 to 9.
And Jim Hewer will be talking about Copa America. Begins June 3rd, goes to the 26th. The first Copa America hosted outside of South America in the history of the event. The United States is in Group A with Colombia, Costa Rica, and Paraguay.
Back through the middle. They're looking for Herrera to run onto one. Just got deflected enough for the defender to slow it down. Nice body check by Barklage. Herrera ran through a man as well. This one's getting physical. Hardware now. Hardware moves up, has Ambersley. Ambersley sets himself up, creates some space. Too far for a go at it. Try to give and go and broken up just at the last moment as Mike was getting ready to cut into the area.
Good work by Chad Bond, the player without the ball, to make himself available for the wall pass, the 1-2. Again, Bob, who's the most dangerous player? The person without the ball. This time it was Chad Bond.
Barklage tried to use his body. Take a look here.
Good defending by St. Louis as they cut that ball out going forward. They played this very nicely. The 1-2 off the flank. Inward from Hardware on the ground to the feet of Barklage, who in turn finds Ambersley. Now watch, Chad Bond's going to show there between the 2 defenders. Tried to work the 1-2, just couldn't quite pull it off. But good combination play nonetheless from St. Louis FC.
Now Seymour has it for the Vancouver Whitecaps. They want to try the left side. Looking to turn. Here he comes. Safu.
Using his body superbly.
Created some space, got an open look. Can he get the left foot away? They play very physical, run him out of there.
Magnificent work on the ball from number 49, Fatal Safu. Watch this individual effort. He has no intention of passing this ball, working a 1-2 wall pass. He's going to dribble defenders, gets by Chad Bond, pulls the top of the ball across his body. Very gifted on the ball. He's just 21 years of age, Bob, from Ghana. Played for Timbers 2, the Portland Timbers 2 last year. He's made international appearances for Ghana's under-20 and under-23 national teams.
Fink was the guy who got back there and had to work him over physically to steer him out away from the goal. Great play by Sam. Musa in the middle for St. Louis with Chad Bond. Bond looking Forward for Herrera. They played that, not offside, but coming out, another play very well read by Spencer Ritchie, the keeper.
Nicely done by Ritchie to immediately get off his goal line, but Chad Bond clips it over the top of the defense, over the shoulder of that last defender. That almost worked. The big ball that particular time against the defense almost worked, Bob, because it wasn't central. It was on an angle from Chad Bond, right here from the center circle, no less, from the left part of the center circle up to the right part of the penalty area, looking for Irvin Herrera. He tried to chest that down initially. Had he been able to corral that ball by chesting it down, St. Louis FC would have been really in business there.
Yeah, he could have picked the spot.
Positively. Because once he gets the ball down on the ground in the penalty area, he's very calm with his finishing.
Mark plays it out. Mark Pace plays it out with Cochran, and now he's got Parker Marr. Parker will come back for Sam Fink, who's had a nice game. Sam brings it forward. Fink to the center line. He moves it right. Dixon overlaps, and it's booted away. St. Louis will get it on the throw in there.
Dale Schilling not adverse to his center backs dribbling up past the center line. Center backs have to be able to play as well. We do it all over the world. A lot of things start with the center back.
Ambersley couldn't control. Vancouver regains it here in the 59th minute. Chipping one up the side. The Whitecaps, a little bit of a run. They bring it back. Serban had it. Chris Serban. Good ball movement, under control. Parker Marr breaks it up. Nice play by Barklage to come back, but couldn't get it to a teammate. Wanted Hardware, but couldn't get it there.
Defended, tried to get that early ball of Jameel Hardware.
Furneaux, as Cochran steps into the play and takes it away with Jameel Hardware. They collapse, so he finds the open man. Here comes Ambersley, long diagonal pass, has Barklage into the penalty area, moves back up top. Herrera curls, spins, looks for a man, a shot over the crossbar. Oh, James Musa just missed the equalizer. Oh my, great ball movement.
Wonderful work by St. Louis FC to try to get back in this game. Jameel Hardware receives, looks up, turns, lays the ball across the center circle for Mike Ambersley, who likewise looks up, sends the ball on the ground, on the angle, behind the defense for the on-rushing left midfielder, Brandon Barklage, who likewise plays a ball on an angle to the feet of Irvin Herrera. Now James Musa is going to be late arriving. Herrera receives, turns, gives it to Musa, the touch just over the top. Good effort and good work coming out of a deep position by St. Louis FC.
You know, I thought Barklage maybe was going to take a shot there watching it live, and then as I looked at the replay, very unselfish play to find a teammate coming in.
And a good work by Herrera there, who realized no matter where he was going to go, or turn, or try to receive, he was not going to get a shot off there. He found the player joining late, James Musa.
Just miss, about a foot over the crossbar. Now St. Louis back again. Hardware spins onto the defender. 1-on-5. Tried a quick shot. Got back, shoots. He scores! Oh, Bernie! Jameel Hardware, second, third, and fourth effort to put it in the back of the net. He hit a pill that skipped and came up on Ritchie. He had no chance. Wow.
Well, that's one of the reasons, one of the many reasons by number 7, Jameel Hardware is back in the first 11 for St. Louis FC as he gets an equalizer in the 62nd minute. Wonderful work by the Jamaican. Receives, turns, but here comes the ball out of the backfield on the headed clearance. Musa, the early touch. Looking up is number 19, Herrera. Look how deep he is, Bob. This is the key to the play. The ball's on the ground, so Hardware can receive, turn, run at the defense. Shoots, deflects it, comes right back at his feet. Then he side foots it in behind Spencer Ritchie. Good attempt by Ritchie, got a hand to it. But number 7, Jameel Hardware, would not let the play die.
You're absolutely right. 2 great points on that. Herrera, normally the man up top, came all the way back to midfield to start to get that play started. And then Herrera, 1-on-5. didn't give up. You wouldn't blame a guy. I'll take a shot, take a go, whatever happens, happens. He got it back, and still moved forward and made the play.
And that's where your goal scorer is so valuable, Bob. Can he play inside the penalty area? Obviously. But outside the area, can he play? He did, and he played this ball on the ground to Jameel Hardware. Here's Hardware running right at the defense. The shot comes off that last defender, number 41, Jackson Farmer, and then in behind Spencer Ritchie goes the ball, side-footed by Jameel Hardware.
First goal of the year for Jameel. Many more to come. We're tied 1-1 as we get close to the 64th minute.
Very nicely done by St. Louis FC. The headed clearance immediately into the attack was Musa. He finds a withdrawn Herrera who comes back to join the game, to find the game, if you will, to make it easier for his teammates to play.
That is not fog. We are down by the Merrimack River, but that is not fog. That is smoke from a cannon. Yes, a cannon.
A cannon? I didn't think those were allowed.
Shots fired.
To be brought into Worldwide Technology Soccer Park.
Apparently it's the appropriate caliber. St. Louis will get the restart here.
Denny Long Field, Marshall Wireless Stadium, Worldwide Technology Soccer Park.
Nice breeze out of the southwest has brought the heat and humidity, but made it a great night. That one's drilled into the area, knocked away and from a crowd, and they'll bring it back.
Hardware and Barklage almost were able to run onto a second ball there.
Safu had it broken up by Dixon. Dixon and Musa team up on him.
And that's where Dixon could be most valuable. Win it, play it, and then look for the return ball. If Richard Dixon can make his runs out of the backfield, far a through ball, that's when he's very dangerous.
Marin Bond chips it forward, wants to see if Jameel's got more coming tonight. Jameel battles hard there, side of the area. Hardware gets it back out top, has Herrera. Turns, Barklage turns and spins to the side of the area. Little Dicky-Doo dance, and then spins it left. They look to move forward. Marr gets it back for Barklage. He gets pushed, tripped, knocked away, and St. Louis will get it.
Good work by St. Louis FC to keep the ball in a tight position.
Barklage was going to throw it in, but instead he'll move into a dangerous area as James Musa will do the throw in.
Musa, this will be deep into the penalty area. Think not forward this time. A.J. Cochran is.
He sends it right toward the goal area, knocked away with a header, headed back in by Barklage. It's loose at the top of the area, settled, moving in, shot at the crossbar. Oh, how did that not go in?
Chad Bond, the team captain, gets on the end of this ball somehow, some way, right inside the penalty area. Almost a go-ahead for St. Louis FC. Begins with the long throw into the penalty area. Headed clear, but not totally clear. Barklage able to keep the ball alive close to the penalty area arc. Here's Chad Bond with the sole of his shoe. Brings it down, shoots, and it's going to hit the face of the crossbar and go over.
Oh, Chad will not sleep tonight. Get him a goal here so he can forget it. Herrera.
Look how deep Herrera's coming to make things happen, to get the ball. Go get the ball if you can't do anything in the penalty area.
Bond gets it ahead. Ambersley targets, lays it off. 2-on-1, moving in a hole, just a little bit up. It bounced up, and Herrera couldn't get control. At his feet, he makes a play.
At his feet, and almost Laszlo Maholy-Nagy, art by accident, almost got into the penalty area at the feet of Irvin Herrera.
I'm sorry, were you speaking in tongues?
Indeed I was. The Hungarian artist Laszlo Maholy-Nagy, who used to talk about art by accident.
Barklage with a good play. Sent back through. Dixon, he couldn't control as that one chipped away. Here comes Vancouver on the attack, moving in on the right side. Looking for an opening, Seymour drops it back. Then back to the right side again, Serban. Waits, brings it right back out again.
Much better here from Vancouver, similar to what they were doing in the first half.
DeVitt sent it in. Parker Marr is back. He'll find Cochran.
Parker Marr digs that ball out of the backfield, keeps it, doesn't foul in the process. Parker Marr at left back has been in tremendous form this year for St. Louis FC.
And talk about the way his role has changed.
Well, last year he was in and out of the first 11 as usually a wide midfielder, sometimes a wide back, but he has really found a home this year at left back.
Look at that courageous play by Musa. Gets it forward. Dixon on the overlap, knocked away out of play. They forced him to play it, and he had to go out of bounds. Take a look at Musa.
Nice tackle as Musa sent this ball for Richard Dixon. But we talked about Sefa, who's doing so much on offense. He gets back and helps out on defense as well. Here's Musa digging the ball outside, inside the center circle. Very nicely done from Musa. Never adverse to hard challenges inside that center. In that center circle, man, it is all business there.
Musa will throw it in off the far sideline. They'll send Herrera into the goal area. Jameel Hardware, can he pick it out of the air? He does, but I think hit his own man. Barklage had a go at it. That was knocked away. And then that one was lofted, flighted, and adios, out of play.
But nonetheless, another great attempt by Jameel Hardware. This time a little bit deeper outside the penalty area. Hits it on the volley. Unfortunately, as you mentioned, Bob, struck Irvin Herrera. That was going on goal.
Sandhu comes into the game for Vancouver. Sahil Sandhu. He wears number 50. Mark Pace will bring it out. 1-1 our score as we get to the 70th minute. Bond moves it forward. Cochran gets it forward as well. Has Hardware and has Herrera, and they called it offside immediately.
Ooh, he looked to be even with that last defender when that ball was struck.
I thought so too, Bill.
Good work out of the backfield from Cochran to Jameel Hardware, who got that ball on the ground as quickly as possible. Watch Hardware now with his back to play, gets the ball on the ground, and right now Herrera is flat and even with that last defender. Maybe in behind that last defender by a step or two, but certainly by not much.
I have to give the official credit.
Oh well,
much to my
we can only go
chagrin.
We can only go so far with the concept of air on the side of the attacking player.
Yeah, Herrera was leaning and he didn't adjust the defender.
Right. But
you come back, tag up, and go.
Good work by Sam DeVitt and Jackson Farmer to pull forward on a little bit of a mini offside trap there.
Very nice job. We're tied 1-1, 71st minute. Musa and Fink. Sam sends it forward. Can Dixon get there in time? He cannot.
Richard Dixon in the 71st minute, running like the game just started, coming from right back. And here he is going back to his right back position. Wonderful running coming from that right back position by Richard Dixon.
Hey, G&W Meat and Bavarian Style Sausage Company, proud to be official brat of St. Louis FC, celebrating over 50 years as a family-owned St. Louis tradition. You can't beat G&W Meat.
And by the way, Bob, speaking of the Jamaicans on the St. Louis team, congratulations to Ryan Thompson, Jamaican goalkeeper. He tore his hamstring against the OC Blues very, very early in the season. As a matter of fact, way back on April 2nd, but he's been named for Jamaica's team in the Copa America. Congratulations to Ryan.
Safu on a nice run, broken up as a defensive wall stood him up. Safu again. Top spins one through. It bounces through harmlessly, and Barklage will come back and run it down.
Be patient again. Build from the back. The big ball wasn't on there.
Marr and Cochran.
As Hardware again is advancing much more forward, almost playing alongside of.
Head to Bond, Herrera. Ping pongs through. Herrera can't win the ball back. Very physical to get it back, a shove, and we'll go the other way. A little frustrated because he'd made the run and he couldn't quite corral it.
And I admire what he's trying to do. Make that last defender play when it's coming out of the backfield. He couldn't quite control here. Last defender gets it. Don't foul that last defender. You may be able to dig this ball out somehow, some way. The end result of the play, yep, that's a foul. against number 55.
Abdul
Serban.
Safu sends one through, tried to get one on for a header, but Cochran was there to break it up. Here they come again, bulling their way in. Sets it back up through the middle, knocked away by Cochran. Ambersley clears that. Not just a clearing play. Herrera can't run it down, but it was off a Vancouver player. St. Louis will get the throw in on the left sideline.
And that was Daniel Haber. He really immediately recognized the danger. Didn't want to be one-on-one with Herrera close to the penalty area.
Marr and Barklage. Barklage settles and then brings it back out. Parker Marr sends it in. He's got Herrera. Tips it through. Couldn't get it to Hardware. And finally the defender comes back and makes the play but broken up by Musa.
Good
Marr
work.
and Musa.
Yeah, good work again by Musa to keep that ball alive on a headed clearance.
Has Ambersley. He got beat up about 10 yards outside the arc, and they're going to get the ball.
Good work by Ambersley to get his body in there, received, turned, wins the foul in the process. Dangerous scenario just outside the penalty area.
Vancouver.
Bond, Herrera, Musa, Cochran, Barklage. Who's going to strike it?
You have a preference?
Well, James Musa scored the very first goal of the year for St. Louis FC against the Orange County Blues.
Herrera's standing
about
there.
from this distance with his left foot.
So they're going to set it up. Musa standing there.
You'd like it to be a
Nope.
little bit more on an angle, Bob. It's dead straight at the goalkeeper, right at the tip of the penalty area arc.
Bond and Herrera survey now.
Chad Bond, excellent on dead ball scenarios as well. Referee Dooley Durasevich talking it over with the forwards and the defenders. Everywhere in the world, on corner kicks or on free kicks, there's 5, 10 fouls, 5 each way, no matter who's playing. You watch the Champions League final on Saturday on corner kicks, there's almost a funeral in the penalty area. Everybody's pushing, pulling, bodies are laid out almost.
About 30 yards out or so.
This is the second time that the referee, Dooley
They're
Durasevich, has
fighting
talked
for
with the
spots in
players.
there like they're trying to get the next iPhone.
Running up outside the AT&T store.
Cochran is,
A.J.
Cochran is directing traffic.
Making his point.
And I think folks should listen. There's the shot. Oh, Doctor! Another crossbar shot.
By the same player, number 8, Chad Bond, in the 76th minute. Chad Bond over the top of the collective presence there of seemingly everyone on the field. Over the top, curls it. Spencer Ritchie almost got
Oh,
to
no,
it,
it was
but
Ritchie that hit the post.
It hit the back stanchion that holds up the net.
So it was a couple of feet over, but that was a pill.
Good attempt nonetheless by number 8, Chad
Yeah.
Bond.
76th minute.
Now the captain, Dooley Durasevich, talking to the referee, Dooley Durasevich, about time wasting with the changes. Wants the referee to get on with it. Vancouver, again, we point out the fact they have not been defeated this year. They enter tonight's competition 6-0-2 on top of the Western Conference.
Through the middle, Barklage. Boy, he's played well tonight.
He's involved in everything, Bob, but he's developing a nice understanding with Parker Marr as well.
Tried to get one through Herrera. Tried to have a give and go there with Hardware, but it was broken up. Now Musa at the center circle. Winds his way through 3 and then 4 defenders.
Musa and Bond always available in that center circle.
Now it's Ambersley. He swings it right and has Dixon. Dixon through the area, in the air. Bounced away with a header. They run it down again. Jameel Hardware rolls it back out for Dixon. Dixon drops it in. Hardware back through the middle. Looks for his man. Back heel tried to get it through off balance. Bond again. Was that Bond or Herrera?
That was Chad Bond again,
Yes.
very active inside the
Boy.
penalty area. Likewise, once again contributing to the offense, number 7, Jameel Hardware, who's been very active tonight. more or less saying to Dale Schilly, you're not going to keep me out of the first 11.
Bond is a madman tonight.
He's been very active to any ball inside the penalty. Here's Ambersley again, likewise, non-stop worker. Both players work their back to goal. Hardware lays the ball off. That's the right choice, the good decision. Another good decision by Dixon. On the turn, Hardware lays it off for Chad Bond. Difficult ball to deal with, but nonetheless, he almost gets something on it.
About 18 inches behind him. You bring that forward.
How far, Archimedes?
About 18 inches. You bring that forward a foot and a half, it's in the back of the net.
Good work by Chad Bond, Jameel Hardware. Excellent combination play by St. Louis FC.
It's a game of inches, or should I say millimeters.
Sometimes pikas.
But we're on TV. Pixels.
Oh, yes.
They drive that in deep. Mark Pace played well tonight.
Good effort by Sem DeVitt there to vary the play, but a little bit too direct there for Vancouver.
Cochran. Plays it off Marr. Nifty move. Gets some space. Splits the double team. Bond in the middle. Right for Dixon. One touch back to Fink. Sam at the center line. Roll it back under control with Musa.
Tried to get on that right channel. Maybe get a combination between Ambersley and Dixon.
Boy, this season, the awareness of the players of who's forward and who's covering them back. It's really a big difference in my view. Oh, a nice ball through. Here they come. A bouncing shot goes wide. Herrera couldn't get there. Bartlett saves it. A left-footed shot over the top of the crossbar. Boy, you didn't even see Bartlett sneaking in the backside, and he made it play.
The late arriving Brandon Bartlett, but Richard Dixon again coming up from that right back position. Whistles yet another ball across the penalty area. Now watch Sam Fink here. Plays the ball on the ground for Jameel Hardware, comes to join. In behind three defenders on the angle to Richard Dixon across the face, looking for Herrera. There's the aforementioned Brandon Bartlett keeping the ball alive. And then on the turn, Herrera. Jacob Bouchou comes on for Mike Ambersley during that replay. Good work from Ambersley. Took a hard blow earlier in the first half. Seems to be okay. Bouchou comes on for Mike Ambersley.
And Dale Schilly has some weapons late, doesn't he?
Well, we've repeated, Bob, the players numbers 12 through 18 in the process, leaving off some very good experienced players who are all showing well at training.
In this half, St. Louis has commanded the pitch 6 shots to nothing and really have made it some great effort to keep moving forward, first to tie it, and they're not satisfied with it. They don't want to just tie Vancouver. They're out to try and win it. Give them their first defeat.
At home, Bob, they want to knock off the #1 team in the league, the only team that has not been defeated.
Nice run, a little bit of a stumble broken up, but Moose is there to recover. James back with Bond.
Wonderful combination play by St. Louis FC to keep the ball moving.
Bond and Cochran. Back to Bond. Tipped it but couldn't control it. Broken up. Oh, look at Bond. Picked his pocket. Then he got run into, and here comes Vancouver. Lost immediately. St. Louis takes over the possession once again.
Yeah, rare giveaway coming out of the midfield from Will Seymour trying to find Kyle Gregg.
Musa again. James showed it, brought it back, moves it forward. Bartlett is there. Tried to get it to Herrera, but not under control. Vancouver recovers. They'll try and bring it out up the right side. Up the sideline, in play. Nice job by Cochran. And then Musa knocks it away out of play, and Vancouver will get the throw in.
Very nicely done by Sandu on the ball.
St. Louis-based Worldwide Technology.
That's the conference standings we've been talking about.
That's
Bob.
right. When we talked about, you can see Vancouver, Colorado Springs, and LA Galaxy have sort of established a hierarchy. St. Louis and Rio Grande want wins tonight. If they can get them, they want to say, we're part of the top group too.
And then
they want to be top tier.
And then they meet Sunday here at this same venue, Rio Grande Valley and St. Louis FC.
They bring it back. St. Louis trying to show their home crowd, a couple of thousand on hand tonight in a rescheduled match of a game that would have been a sellout. But they're behind their St. Louis Football Club and looking to show that they belong in that top tier in the Western Conference.
And the hard work at training where everybody is getting into better form is clearly showing in a match like this.
Musa and Barklage. Brandon couldn't quite hang on to that one. Booted ahead again. Looking for a counterattack. Running up the sideline. Looking for an opening, but broken up by Cochran. It was Kadin Chung.
Kadin Chung trying to get forward. In and out of the first 11 as that right back. He has some good pace to him. Late in the game in the 84th minute. Musa, who is a tireless worker as one of these holding midfielders, very actively involved in the central part of the field, in particular the center circle, all night long, in every game.
Bond and Bouchou. Now Musa. Diagonal. Wants Dixon. Can he keep it in? Yep. Dixon tried to poke one into the area, couldn't quite get it through. Vancouver brings it back. Look to send it forward. Safu there again.
Again, excellent on the ball.
Nice play by Cochran to whack the forward coming, trying to come through, and Cochran says, you're not coming through this door.
Both teams very strong at center back. But Cochran has been a magnificent addition for St. Louis FC. Coming to the team
Sandu
from MLS Houston's Dynamo.
Sent in, physical play, we play on. Parker Marr. Musa. Barklage back to Musa. Oh, gave up the body to make the play. Nicely done. Bond back for Fink.
Musa, anything to keep the ball alive and to keep possession of it.
Fink again from Musa. To the right side, they move forward. Bouchou. Oh, nice little give and go. Jacob drops it back. St. Louis, something going on here. Barklage, side of the area. Settles nicely. One man to beat. Steps over again, comes back. Left-footed shot, a little too far for Bouchou. He tries to control and does. Nice play. Outside the area. Oh, they tripped up Dixon, but he regains, shoots, just over the top again. Oh, St. Louis has had at least 4 shots just over the crossbar.
Richard Dixon, a resurgent player at right back for St. Louis FC in the first 11 as of late in particular, and in particular this evening. He's absolutely contributing to the attack for 90 straight minutes. Brandon Barklage comes off. Entering is Drew Connor as we look at number 2, Richard Dixon. Now, Richard Dixon makes this entire play possible, but Jacob Bouchou just on likewise contributes. Here's Dixon. The tackle initially, he gets back on it, won't let the play die, receives, turns, shoots, and just over the top of the crossbar. Excellent work by number 2, Richard Dixon.
Drew Connor comes in. He's played every game. Has a couple of shots on goal. Fresh legs into the action. Taron Campbell is set to come into the match, and they're going to take out their big man. They're coming out of the game is Safu, being replaced by Taron Campbell.
Yeah, he had a wonderful game. So in particular, obviously, Bob, in that first half. He was relentless in the first half, but Richard Dixon survived, and he's contributing on his own in this second half.
And there you see Campbell, Taron Campbell.
Taron Campbell, just his 3rd game so far this year for Vancouver Whitecaps FC2.
Fink drives it forward, looking for Bouchou to run under it. Big collision in the midfield. They pick up body parts and look for the ball. Bond sends it forward. Man down. They play it forward. Oh, a nifty play to keep it from Jameel Hardware on the backside.
Good work by that last defender. That was the right choice there. You never know who's late arriving coming over your shoulder.
Yeah, that was DeVitt back there, I believe. Take a look at the collision. Bushu.
Jacob Bushu just into the game. There's two players going for the same ball, and that was a wild collision with number 46, Brett Levi's, the guy who scored the goal for Vancouver Whitecaps FC2 in the first half.
He was cramping up there, and great sportsmanship. Dixon comes over to help him out.
Richard Dixon also serving as the athletic trainer for the visitors.
So, St. Louis gets it out of the left corner. Driven high, hangs up a bit, header attempt, loose on outside the arc. Musa keeps it alive, side volley. Oh, how did it not go in? It wasn't a side volley, it was the outside of his foot, excuse me. How did that not go in, and how did he get anything on it
and
at
Bob,
that angle?
Tremendously difficult to strike a ball with the outside of your left foot after this corner kick by Chad Bond. Deep to the far side of the penalty area. The ball somehow is kept alive. Comes off a defender. Watch Musa receive, turn with his favorite left foot, then with the outside of his left with good deal of pace and accuracy on it.
Wow.
Jordan Roberts comes on for St. Louis FC now.
And we've seen Jordan do some amazing things late in games.
2-step overs, 3-step overs in a game just last week, 2 weeks ago, I should say. And he comes on for Richard Dixon for one reason and one reason only, to try to get 3 points here late in this game.
Dixon's been marvelous tonight.
He has had a fabulous game, foremost among the many things he's done, almost that go-ahead goal a few minutes ago.
Boy, the defense, the backs were shaped very nicely there. They were not, while they're intent on winning this game, they're also intent not going to give one up.
Do not let number 47, Cal Gregg, beat you at any time. He's advertised coming into the game, but especially not at this stage of the game in a home game.
Over the shoulder, in the middle. St. Louis takes over. Nice play.
Yeah, keeps another ball alive.
Now Parker Marr swings it left. Roberts. Speed, fresh legs through the middle. There you see it. Can he find an open man? Gets it back now. Musa lets it roll through. Bushu. Oh, and put it behind his man who stumbled. 5 minutes of added time.
A minimum of 5 minutes. So we get into the 91st right now, ticks beyond the 90. Minimum of 4 minutes, showed by the fourth official, Tom Kutzvera.
Don't forget Walter Knoll Florist, your personal florist since 1983, family owned and operated and proud sponsor of St. Louis FC soccer on the Big 550 KTRS. Order online today at WKF.com.
More action upcoming Sunday, Bob, a 7:30 contest against an expansion team in the league, Rio Grande Valley FC.
Hey, great way to spend one of your holiday weekend nights. Spend it here to be a gorgeous night.
That's from number 6, Parker Marr. That's strictly and solely fatigue. He just couldn't bring the ball down. He's run himself into the ground, as has everyone for the home side.
Cochran saved it. Marr, as they battle, Roberts looked to get it through. They send it back. Connor had it for a moment but couldn't control. Look at a nice run here by Campbell. Oh, but he had his pocket picked. Very nicely done. Drew Connor came all the way back to make that play, but they send it too far for Jordan Roberts.
Chad Bond trying to get Jordan Roberts in immediately, realizing he's fresh, able to run at defenders. You saw Bond in the foreground. That was Musa most recently. Central part of your screen, central midfield, both of them. The holders, they cut everything out before it gets to the last 4 defenders, but they also really contribute to the overall flow of play.
Cochran again battling to win that head ball. They and the pressure made him knock it out of play. Connor with a good play. Has Jameel Hardware. Hardware faked right, gets it back, then comes back right for Bouchou. Jacob chips it back, tried to get it to Hardware. He does. Side of the area, curled through, knocked away. Good play by the defense. That's where Campbell knocked it away again. St. Louis recovers. Get it back through, little nifty pass, little no look. Bond, slide tackle.
That could be a straight red. Well, referee says yellow. That looked to be a hard tackle by Chad Bond in the central part of the field. Let's watch that play again by Chad Bond.
He had the ball. Probably why he didn't get the red.
He did get part of the ball, but he also got the player as well in the process.
Yeah.
Hard tackle from Chad Bond. He goes over and talks with Terran Campbell. Just his third game, as we pointed out. He played last Friday against Portland. You can see Chad Bond talking to Dewey Durasevich. In Wales, that's commonplace.
Sam Fink is there again. Sam brings it forward. Now Cochran. Musa down the left side, looking for Roberts to run under it. If a man can do it this time of the game, it's Roberts. He gets some space. Jordan moves in, a shot. Oh, what a save by Ritchie. Oh, Jordan had him. Tried to come near post. What a play.
First of all, Bob, a fabulous ball by Musa to the left wing corner flag arc that Roberts gets onto.
They send it into the area again. Look to settle. Sets it up again, a shot. This time Roberts shot it over the crossbar and out of play.
He tried to curl that into the opposite side netting. Good effort by number 23, Jordan Roberts, who just entered the game moments ago. A fabulous ball from Musa that Jordan Roberts runs onto, keeps somehow and gets in behind that last defender. Wonderful work by Roberts, and then shoots it at the near post. And somehow and in some way with good goalkeeping, Spencer Ritchie keeps it out.
Yeah, great play. He was his positioning was absolutely perfect.
Good work by Roberts to get in behind Sandu. You can almost hear Dale Shilley. As a matter of fact, I heard him even from up here, Bob. Come on, boys, let's finish this out. That means one thing and one thing only. Get 3 points. You can feel the scent of it.
Here they come again, Herrera. Drew Connor tried to get it to Hardware, just behind him.
Good effort by Connor. Almost got that ball in behind that last defender to this man.
Jameel Hardware toward the corner, brings it out. Side of the area, overran the ball, tipped away. They look just clear. Now Vancouver wants to survive. Bodies get tangled. Cochran comes back and makes a play back for his keeper, Pace. Try to put pressure on. He didn't like what he saw and is going to just clear it.
Trying to get the ball forward as quickly as possible. And Vancouver just simply holding on to the ball. They'll give it to another player.
Chung gives it to Sandu.
They might even try to lay it off for a third guy to throw the ball in.
Open man moves in. Cochran's there. Pace comes out, dives off his line and makes a play.
Good goalkeeping by Mark Pace. Dive at the feet of the on-rushing forward.
Gives it to Fink. Seconds ticking away.
Just sent it long into the penalty area. Get it into the penalty area. Give it to a forward who can dribble, perhaps win a free kick.
Musa and Roberts. Roberts on the attack, steps over again. 3 converge, so he gives it up. Parker Marr, left foot, goes into the area. He wanted Herrera, headed away. Nice defensive play, DeVitt. And that's going to be the game. A great match.
Exactly, Bob. Very good soccer from both teams.
Leading team in the conference comes in here, and St. Louis says, we belong on the pitch with you, and the proof is in the score.
Positively, and in particular, in that second half. Wonderful work by both teams, but in particular by St. Louis FC in that second half. The 3 points, they realized it. The 3 points were there for the taking. They almost pulled this off. Wonderful work by Brandon Barklage, Mike Ambersley on the flanks, Richard Dixon, Parker Marr coming out of the backfield. Jameel Hardware had one of his best, if not his best game for St. Louis FC. Shot margin 11-1 for St. Louis FC in the first game, in the second half. Clearly the dominant team in the second half, and parts of the first half, the visitors were as well. So good soccer for this stage, the competition, not so much even maybe a quarter of the season over. Wonderful game for this early in the year.
So this team, there's part that's going to be obviously disappointed that you didn't grab the 3 points, but you played well and at times outplayed the best team in the conference, best team in the league at this point in time.
Well, if you're the only team that hasn't been defeated, and by the way, they still are, it shows that you can play. And I like your point, Bob, that you're now playing with the upper echelon of the Western Conference. You see the sun's still shining. We started at 7 o'clock Central. Brett Levi's, who plays at left back, he was central. He was centrally located, hits this blast in behind Mark Pace. That was the first goal for the visitors. Wonderful work by number 46, Brett Levi's. Then St. Louis FC. They really got control of the ball, played superbly in that second half. Musa keeps the ball alive. Look how deep Irvin Herrera is, almost in the center circle himself. This is the ball that makes it happen. On the ground, on the angle to Jameel Hardware. Receives, turns, runs at the last defender. The ball rebounds to him nicely. As a matter of fact, couldn't have fallen any better. Gets it in behind Spencer Ritchie for an equalizer for St. Louis FC. So nicely done by everyone to combine. And this guy in particular, the team captain, Chad Bond, who played superbly all night long.
We called his name all night long, and it was a marvelous team effort. You see the growth in this whole club.
This is an overall team effort. If you can't see the difference in St. Louis FC from last year to this current edition of the team, you're simply not paying attention. The soccer is infinitely better. As a matter of fact, Bob, we saw in the first half the balls were a bit too direct, trying to get Herrera involved in the game immediately from the opening center off. That wasn't working. They tried something else. Jameel Hardware went up to play almost as a second forward right alongside Herrera. Made it much easier for Herrera to play. So a fabulous overall effort by every player.
On the radio side, of course, Jim Hewer and the boys will have all the action, and you can always catch up on everything in soccer on the Big 550 KTRS FC Soccer Weekly 7 to 9. Stay up to date on all things soccer at KTRS and the KTRS FC Soccer Weekly every Friday 7 to 9. For Bill McDermott, I'm Bob Ramsey. A great one here. 1-1 the final at Worldwide Technology Soccer Park in suburban St. Louis. Don't forget, on the radio side, more soccer talk coming your way, and good night from St. Louis.